All right, what's up, guys? Rick from DFSOnDemand.com, back with an update for the Quarter Arcade Challenge. Something that I've just really deployed in PGA over the course of the last couple weeks, and it's been really good. So we had our best week of this entire challenge so far. So I'm ready to show those results to you right now, and then we'll talk through the process and what we actually did here. So without further ado, here were the results for last week, which was the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. All right, so here we go. So if you've been following, you'll know that I have been max entering two different quarter arcades when I can swing it on DraftKings. So I get in the first one, max that out, and then as that one fills, DraftKings will usually open up another smaller quarter arcade, and I will max enter that one as well. So we're in for a total of 100 lineups for $25. You'll see the bottom one here, the 10K. That's the big one. That's the first one that that gets posted each week. We did okay there, about a 50% ROI. And then the top one is the 1K, which obviously we did very well in. We had our best scores, we had our highest finishes. Just an excellent proposition. So let's talk about what we actually did here. I posted this on Twitter so that you could have sweat this along the whole way. I posted my entire exposure and literally every single lineup. So here's what we did for the so here's the 10K. These are all sorted by highest exposure in the 10K. What I opted to do was to go with a more balanced approach. No player with more than 40%, but we had a lot of guys at that 40% range. So over 50 lineups here, we had 28 different players. We hit a lot of these guys, right? I mean, Dustin Johnson had a great week. Actually, let's just look at the leaderboard. Here's the leaderboard. DJ finished third. We had a lot of Gary Woodland and a lot of John Rahm. Let's see. Who are some of the value guys? Piercy and Hadwin. Let's see what they did. Hadwin 39th, so not great. Piercy 55th, not great. But we hit on some of these other guys, right? We had enough of Cam Percy in 8 lineups. We did pretty good here. So what I opted to do was to go with a more balanced approach in the larger tournament, the 10K. And then for the 1K, you'll see why we did so well, and it's because we took a more volatile approach. And let's just see what we did here. Okay, so we locked Tony Finau and Jordan Spieth into every single lineup. And we had a total of 30 players. So 28 different players in the 10K, 30 in the 1K. We've talked about this a lot, right? I'm going to take a volatile approach in this. When you lock in 2, 3, 4 guys, I think 4 is probably too many. 3 I might do again. 2 is probably the comfort zone on who to lock in here. When you lock in 2 guys into every single lineup, if they miss the cut, you're going to have a disaster week. If they do what Tony Finau and Jordan Spieth did, which was Jordan Spieth runs away with it, okay, finishes first, shoots a 19 under, and then Tony Finau, I have him up here at the top, respectable, a T23 that, in every single lineup will take that. Then we're able to really spread out the exposure to those other players, and we get access to a lot of great lineups. So I'm willing to take on that risk. It's something that you may not be willing to do, but I certainly am. How I'm choosing these guys is kind of different on a week-by-week basis. If I'm going to lock 100% of someone in, I'd almost prefer them to be rather chalky. I don't think I need to be a hero and lock in 100% of someone who's going to be 2% owned. Obviously, that would be great if that person went nuts, but let's be realistic here. With the way the pricing is set up on DraftKings right now, if it's so soft, if you're not getting in a bunch of studs into your lineup, you're probably doing something very wrong. So the fact that I was able to get, Spieth, who I loved, I think he was the most expensive player on the slate. I loved him. There wasn't a ton of talk about him. We'll look at the lineups in a second, but I think he was only like 11% owned or something. I thought he was a no-brainer, and then Finau at 8,100 to me was just underpriced. A guy that fit that course had some decent history there in the past, so I was willing to go with those two guys to lock them in. On a week-by-week basis, that might certainly change. It might be a guy who's the absolute chalk, or Justin Rose is always a guy that I think is perpetually underowned. We might grab a bunch of him one week. We'll see as we go. I did also, I mean, I tweeted this out, like I said, so you guys had every single lineup here. You could have came through and looked. I think I posted this on Thursday. So you could have came in here and looked. So let's go see the actual results. This is the 10K. So we didn't have any lineups better than 789. It scored 486 points. It had, Woodland, Reed, Rahm, Mickelson, Lowry, and Hadwin. Solid lineup. Phil kind of, crapped the bed again on a Sunday, which he's been doing a lot lately. Shoots a 77 on Sunday to kind of really, decimate that specific lineup. But we had a bunch of solid lineups here. The more impressive one is what I'm going to show you right now, which is the 1K, where if you can get a glance over here at the left, we did not win this. We came in second place. We also came in fifth. We also came in eighth, and we also came in 10th. So 4 top 10 lineups is exactly the type of result you can expect when you have 100% of 2 guys that have very good weeks. Like, you just bang the top of the leaderboard over and over again. So even though we did not win it, we had 4 top 10 lineups. We obviously turned a profit. I'm really pleased with this. Let's take a look at a couple of these. Here's our best lineup. We actually had a lot of Stricker too. But here, okay, so Jordan Spieth, my bad. He wasn't 11% owned. Finau was 11% owned. Spieth was 22% owned. So he was a very chalky play. The field had 22% of him, but we had 100%. We out-chalked the field. So when you're max entering, you can do stuff like that because you're not so worried about being contrarian, when you can almost be contrarian in the other way and go get so much of a player that you're going against the grain of the rest of the field. Remember, there's 2 ends to the contrarian spectrum, if you would. Cam Percy helped. We had, I think we had 8 lineups of Cam Percy, which was significantly more than the rest of the field. Really happy here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top 20 lineups. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in the top 30. I mean, you saw the numbers. We absolutely decimated this. Which we will win one of these this season, I think. I mean, we'll get close. We'll do it. As far as the results go, so to get us up to date, that's the NBA sheet, but here is the PGA sheet. So you can see obviously now our profit is significantly inflated, doing well on, $62 in total fees. We're profiting over $140. Our best finish is second place. So obviously a huge week is going to make this look really good. And we'll continue to do this. Again, I apologize for not getting out videos more on the process of picking these players. I will do a better job of that moving forward, so I apologize. We'll do some videos on who I'm choosing, why I'm choosing them, and I'll try to get that out earlier in the week so that they're not always recap videos. Other than that, that's about it. We're going to continue to grind this away. We had a great week. We're going to continue to try to roll this out as often as possible. I swear we're going to win one of these things one day. I was hoping it was going to be this week, so early in the challenge. But no worries there. We have a second. We got 4 top 10s, and we're just cruising right along. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. You can shoot me a tweet. It's at DFS on demand. Other than that, good luck. Talk to you guys soon.